are coming from geographically.
Well,
And welcome. Also, please remember to mute yourselves. We're going live on Facebook and we're about to start.
God, wait, hold on.
Ah, juice. God. All right, well, what is it, dear?
We should see your whole screen.
What's that?
I can see your whole screen.
Oh, that's strange. You should be. Okay, well, thank you for doing that. So let's change that. Hmm, that's interesting. All right, I'll just make the whole thing large. Thanks for pointing that out. And let me stop and start recording again. Stop recording. Record.
Well, it's been almost exactly 2 years, and finally, the pandemic is dissipating. We made our choices, we learned our lessons, and it's a new dawn. And it's a new season for the year 2022, and a new time for all of us to embrace new life, new opportunities, new abundance. And while we balance our care and genuine prayer for peace and the awareness of a world that still includes unthinkable tragedy and sorrow and even war, we also are grateful for how blessed we are. And so let us use this spring of 2022 to take everything that we've learned, clear the past, and move forward in gratitude for the freedom that we have, for the blessings of our lives, for the opportunity to come together again in community, online, and yes, in person. We are all part of the awakening world, and we all have the roles that we're playing as individuals and collectively. We are the imaginal cells finding each other to create a beautiful, incredible butterfly out of the old paradigm. So welcome to spring of 2022. Welcome to the awakening world.
We come from the same source, a powerful love force. We're coming together, stronger than ever, not divided. We come from the same source, a powerful love force. We're coming together, hear the call, you are invited. We come from the same source, a powerful love force.
Welcome, everybody, to the Awakening World and our special anniversary weekend, celebrating 2 years since the beginning of Saturday Night Live and the birth of the Global Peace Tribe. Welcome. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. I want to welcome everybody that's in our Zoom room. Please let us know where you are geographically. It's really, really fun. Also, I want to acknowledge all the people watching on Facebook and on Alan Steinfeld's YouTube channel, New Realities, and our friends on Unify. And if you want to, come on into the Zoom room. We've got an amazing group of friends and presenters. When Deborah Giusti and I decided to do an anniversary weekend, we put the call out to a lot of our favorite presenters, and almost everybody said, yes, I want to drop on in. So we've got an amazing group of people. I'm going to show you who we've got in a moment. But it would be great for you to come on in directly into the Zoom room, and it's free of charge. So any of you that are watching on Unify or any of the Facebook pages, a big thank you, by the way, to John and Summer Raymer. They're going to be here later tonight. They get us going with the Sign Network. Go to globalpeacetribe.com. Anybody watching on Facebook or even Alan's channel, go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. There's a promo code which is new friend, is your promo code, and that'll get you links not just for tonight, but links to all of the Awakening World shows between now and the end of June. So go to globalpeacetribe.com, join us, and that way you can come on into the Zoom room, and it's a lot easier to connect and interact. Just think, you can maybe even chat with Trish or Elizabeth April or Deborah or John or Tangela. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, I just mentioned a bunch of names. Let me tell you who's going to be with us. First and foremost, always, my partner on Friday nights, it's Trish Wright.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to the 2-year anniversary. Thank you all for being with us, and send you out a big hug.
And there wouldn't be a 2-year anniversary if it wasn't for Deborah Giusti, who has been my partner for the 2 years that we created Saturday Night Live together. And it's great that we actually have Deborah in the house for a Friday night edition for the Awakening World. So welcome, Deborah.
Thank you. I really support what Scott's been doing with the Awakening World, and it's great also to bring the Saturday Night Alive back for this weekend. So it's going to be a really magical time.
It is a lot of fun. And we also have Alan Steinfeld, and Alan and Deborah have a really fun announcement, but I'm going to make you wait for a few minutes. But they've got a pretty special announcement. And most of you know Alan. He was my co-host on Awakening World last weekend. He is the creator of New Realities. He's the writer, the author of Making Contact. Probably knows more about what's going on in the UFO field than anybody, except for possibly this amazing woman, because she's doing it with them. This is Elizabeth April, who is absolutely one of my favorite presenters, human beings, multidimensional beings. And Elizabeth, it's really cool to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deborah, Scott. I mean, such a pleasure to be back around and to be on the journey with you over the past 2 years. It's been incredible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We'll be back with Elizabeth in a moment. John Martin. Now, you all probably, those of you who are regulars, you know John. He's an amazing musician, and he has so often amazing contact with our galactic family. We're going to see a video that John's put together for us, and we're going to listen to some beautiful music from John. And John is my role model for how to do life, because he does everything with so much love. When you hear just the way he talks to our galactic family, of course they visit him every night, because he's just so loving. So thank you, John, for being with us.
Such an honor to be here, Scott. Thank you for having me on this auspicious day. And it's such a pleasure. Thank you.
Listen to that voice. John could read the yellow pages and it would be interesting. You have such a beautiful voice, John. It's
Thank
the
you,
resonance of your beautiful heart. And I want to introduce everybody to a new friend. And this is somebody that I think all of you who are watching are hopefully going to get to know. This is Tangela, and she has a wonderful project that she's debuting called Soul Search. And Global Peace Tribe is going to be a big part of this. And she's a wonderful new friend who lives in Sedona, Arizona. And you're going to get to learn all about Tangela in a little bit.
Hi, everyone. And Scott, Deborah, thanks so much for having me. And so great to be here with all of you guys on this powerful day and this powerful weekend.
Beautiful. Our pleasure. Thank you for being with us. And again, welcome everybody who's in our Zoom room. I see we've got people from all over. I'm going to bring all of our panelists on so you can see all of them for a moment. And we've got people from Holland, Finland, the Netherlands, Germany. These are all of our friends that we're seeing from Unify. And then locally here, we've got people from Sedona, Oregon, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Iowa. From Iowa to Brazil, I love it. Oregon, Colorado, San Diego. Truly a beautiful audience.
Norway. We have someone from Norway, Scott.
I love it. I love
And
that.
we're connecting the dots. I just want to say this has been such a valuable resource for everyone because we are building community and connecting dots around the planet. So I'm grateful.
Thank you, Rob. So the question really for the weekend, the pandemic started just about 2 years ago. It was around April of 2020 that we all knew that, oh my God, something really intense is happening. And it's been for everybody a transformational 2 years. So I'm going to ask all of our panelists, starting with Elizabeth, what has your 2 years been like on a personal level? What have you learned? How have you evolved? What's your perspective of how humanity is changing and evolving? And then where are we going? And we're going to give Elizabeth a lot of the first 20, 25 minutes attention because then she needs to take off. I think her galactic family are waiting for her. So here we go. Elizabeth, tell us about your last 2 years and kind of your perspective of where humanity is heading.
Yeah, great question. So, if you take a look at the past 2 years, there's a very clear split or dichotomy that we have to look at, right? There's all of these different layers and levels that everyone's been on. Personally, I have been up and down. I've been through it. I've been moving. I've been changing things around. It's been a lot of movement. And personally, I find that I've been dealing with just as much shadow work, just as much healing, just as much of the low 3D programming as I have really been in this blissful, infinitely grateful space, So within myself, I have noticed the polarity, and likewise within humanity, I've noticed the polarity. So the number one thing over the past 2 years has really been polarity. And I truly believe that we could all look around, and I think a lot of people who are maybe stuck in a lower vibration are looking around and saying, wow, things are getting really bad. And I'm looking around really excited about the purging of the darkness, the releasing of the low vibrational frequency. And I always say that we have to break down in order to break through. And I think that that's kind of what's taking place at a global level as well as an individual level at this time. And I've got a couple of tips and things to go over as well. I'll just go for it. One of the things that I recommend, and actually something that I talked to you, Scott, about, I think in our last interview a couple weeks ago, what is time? But vibrational navigation has been a huge download that I've received. Actually, in the last 6 months of 2021, I kept getting this download of vibrational navigation. Didn't really know what it meant. And then I started to really unpack that. And this was the number one tool that I was told that we all need, but especially the starseeds need, moving into 2022. Why? Because 2022 is going to be more polarizing, more negative, more fear-based, more war-oriented, as we're seeing, than ever before. And so what vibrational navigation is essentially the ability to connect and disconnect your energy from the world around you. Now, we're able to connect to inanimate objects like a cup of coffee. Maybe you have a perception about that cup of coffee. Maybe you're excited about that. Maybe you dropped that cup of coffee on your foot last week, so you're not very excited about it. But we need to realize that every single interaction we have in our day-to-day lives has some sort of vibrational and energetic effect on us. Now, a cup of coffee is easy to connect or likewise disconnect from, but when it's a person in your life, especially a family member in your life that you've known your whole life, that you have experiences with, that you have downfalls with, that you have energies with, there's so much entanglement that it can be extremely detrimental to continue to awaken and ascend into a higher state of vibration with this continuous entanglement from the world around you. So it's really important that we learn how to connect and disconnect. And what so many starseeds and empaths are experiencing, especially this year, but for the past 2 years, has been an absolute overwhelm of energy, an overwhelm of input and frequency, because we're empathic beings and we're connecting to the collective consciousness. And the collective consciousness is freaking scared right now. So if you're not cutting cords and you don't have healthy boundaries and you're not navigating through the different vibrational frequencies all around us, you are going to be, suppressed down to a level where the rest of the world is. So it's really important that we learn vibrational navigation. I really recommend that you start with inanimate objects. And when you start with inanimate objects, you start to realize how much perception or connections or maybe even attachments you have to these objects and disconnect from them, and then go into much heavier things like your job, for example, or your partner or your family members, and learn how to connect and disconnect from those people, even in conversation. And it's funny, like I love my wife, but if she's stressed out or overwhelmed or anxious and we're in conversation with each other, I immediately feel that way. I'm like, oh my God, I can't catch my breath in this moment. So I'll just go ahead and cut cords with her in that moment, in that conversation. Immediately, I regain a sovereign stance of energy, and I'm able to help her with whatever she needs just because I've cut those energies. So it's not wrong to cut cords, especially with the people that you love. It's actually super needed and really appropriate right now because we are all on this individual journey, and that's going to really amplify that frequency and sovereignty moving into the collective space as well.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I always love how concise. There's a word that I like, and it's called concision. So concise and precision at the same time where it meets, and you just have this deeply loving, compassionate way to be so concise. And I love that about you. Like, oh, I love it in your book. I love it in how you show up in your energy. I do have a question about how people find safety in their choosing to disconnect.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, it's difficult because it's subjective and it's based on perception. Like, I perceive safety as disconnecting, right? Which actually could be, and I think that this is a very much so a starseed thing of like the disassociation of like, I can't handle any of this human stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and go away, and we naturally float out of our bodies. I think I don't want to say the humans because there's no levels, but like, let's say for those who are unaware of how powerful they are. Okay. For those individuals, they find safety in the connection. As a matter of fact, they feel very unsafe when they are disconnected from their identities and their attachments and their stuff and their reality. So it really depends, but safety is a huge component of expressing and being free and being liberated. And one thing that really comes to mind when I think of safety, I think of objective observation, right? Like, if we can all, no matter where you're at on your journey, but if we can all get to a place where we are objectively observing all the time and we are completely okay with letting go of all of your identifiers, the gender identifiers, the job identifiers, the likes and dislike identifiers, the what car do you drive identifiers, or all of that BS, if we can let go of all of these identifiers and we can still feel safe and we can still be okay in that state of being, then you are that much closer to pure source energy, because that's what that is. It's everything and nothing simultaneously. And so if you're looking for safety, I highly recommend to really sink into the surrender.
It's interesting. Just before this, you were on a panel with the Twin Ray, who, of course, are two of our favorite people, or maybe I should say one of our favorite people. And Deborah had a great panel that you did, and you were on it as well. And they were saying a very similar thing about letting go of the ego identification. Now, much easier said than done. So what are some of the tips that you might offer of when we are, and I love my ego. I have a big ego, and so I don't think the ego is bad. I don't want to kill it. The ego is just as important as my liver, my heart, or whatever. But what are some of your tips for how we can recognize when we're having that experience, when we're in identification, and then step up?
Yeah, great question. So I agree with you, because I specifically on my awakening, at the beginning of my awakening journey, I took a solid 2 years to let go of my ego. I was like, you know what? It's my human, it's my reaction, it's my attachment, it's my emotion that's bringing me down. get rid of it, you're gone. So I spent that 2 years in like isolation, in objective neutrality, in complete 0 point energy. And I lost all my friends. I lost all my connection to all of my family members. I didn't really care about eating, interacting. I became a robot essentially. And I was like, wow, like I'm really hurting right now. And I don't know why. Oh, it's because I really lost my human essence. So I do agree that there's elements of the ego. So what I recommend is to constantly have an intuitively fluid ego. Okay, so in that way, from moment to moment, you live your life and you check in with yourself at an intuitive level. So for me, when I go grocery shopping, I don't just get the same old things every single week. I tune into my body and say, hey, Elizabeth, what do you really need this week to be more harmonized, be more grounded, be more aligned, be more nutrient dense, and maybe one week it's bananas and the next week it's honey and the next week it's yogurt or something like that. But really tuning in. So I live my life in a very intuitive way, and we all have obligations. So it's not like, I don't want to pay the bills. I don't really feel like paying the bills. I'm not going to do that. It's not about that necessarily. It's about taking all of the time for the space in between that we have, tuning into yourself intuitively and say, who do I want to be in this moment? What liquid do I want to drink in the morning? Is it coffee that I drink every day? Or is it actually tea? Or is it orange juice? Or is it water? Or is it, something else, Kool-Aid? I don't know. But we have to be intuitively fluid with who we are. One day I can be super divine masculine, hop on my motorcycle and be a freaking tomboy and love it. And the next day I'll curl my hair and wear a dress and be all girly and I love it, And we have to, I think to get the most out of life, we really have to let go of all of the identifiers and then play with the identifiers, and wear many hats. And that's where we get the fullest experience out of life and we get the fullest freedom. There's no conditions, there's no rules, there's no contracts that you're putting on yourself about who you can be, what you can eat, what you can say, where you can go. You're just in total freedom. And it's so liberating to be in that space.
I watched you on Deborah's wonderful panel, and I'd like for you to share something that I thought was really beautiful because you have had some pretty unique experience with our galactic family. And of course, people always say, how come they don't come for help us? How come they're not more involved? And I loved what you said an hour ago on Deborah's panel. So if you don't mind repeating it for our Awakening World audience.
Yeah, for sure. So, I flip between full understanding of, where the galactics or even the ascended masters or spirit guides or whatever are coming from. And then sometimes I'll dip into the human. And I love experiencing the dip into the human because there's a lot of emotion and frustration. And I love it because I get to experience what the rest of the world gets to experience. God, why is there so much suffering? And then they dissolve the understanding of God in the religious sense. And then they're like, okay, galactics, why is there so much suffering? You have the med beds, you have the solutions, you have all the things. Why can't you just give it to us? And I've yelled at them quite a few times over the years, asking them these kind of human questions. And simply put, there are laws of the universe that every being in the universe has to abide by. And one of the biggest laws of the universe is the law of non-intervention, because the biggest power that any being has is sovereignty or free will. And so the Galactic Federation, as kind of like a command post or maybe like an organization that basically just amplifies these laws of the universe or laws of source, they need to make sure that they're not just coming down and solving all of our problems, that we actually have to be asking for it. So they can't override our free will and where we're at a vibrational level, not to mention that I truly believe that everything that's taking place on this planet and subsequently in the rest of the universe is taking place for a reason. Like, we wouldn't have the suffering if we weren't supposed to experience it. And I remember asking Source, Pure Source, way back when I first started awakening and stepping into these abilities. I said, okay, so why is there so much suffering? And why would you create that? And so Source came back to me in a very telepathic way and said, all right, Elizabeth, imagine if you had everything. You had, I mean, maybe in a 3D sense, all stuff, all material, but really in an energetic sense, you had all knowledge, you had all vibrational frequency, you had all option to expand in whichever way you want to expand. And the message came through as, how long would it take you to get bored? How stagnant would you feel? And I was like, wow. Yeah, absolutely. When you have everything, there's no growth, there's no opportunity, there's no advancement. When we're faced with the dichotomy of polarity, there's so much challenge, there's so much unique intrinsic navigation that you have to encounter, and therefore there is growth, therefore there is movement. It is the dark side and the light side that allow us to move through this reality. And then of course you move through both dynamics of the polarity and you get back to everything and nothing simultaneously. So
Beautiful. I'm bringing Deborah on, and I want to acknowledge that Deborah is how I met you. I met you through Deborah when she brought you on to Saturday Night Live. And I know you've only got a few more minutes, so I thought it'd be nice to bring Deborah on and say if Deborah has a question or anything you want to dialogue with each other about for a minute. You're muted, Deborah.
Sure. It was an ascension panel that we were on. So that's part of the conversation that we're having here tonight, because a lot of the discussion was about the planetary ascension, which is a good way to look at what's happening now, instead of just focusing on the destruction and the chaos, but knowing that we're going through a birth canal and this is a real spiritual escalated time. And so Elizabeth was addressing it because that's what she does in her daily world as she deals with hundreds of thousands of people all over the world, taking them to this escalated spiritual time. So maybe Elizabeth, you could talk about the planetary ascension as we did so on the panel.
absolutely, yeah. I think that we're all here. We all know that the energy is shifting. That's why we're here. That's why we're curious. And recently I had this thought of, kind of part of where anxiety comes from is thinking about the worst that could happen. What's the worst that could happen in this moment? And then what we do in this like survival, fight and flight 3D way is we protect ourselves from the worst that could happen. We prepare ourselves from the worst that could happen. And recently, what's really just kind of shifted my energy is asking myself, what's the best that could happen in this moment? In every moment, what is the best that could happen? And when you start to do this, and you start to think, even for a split second, what the best thing is, what the best timeline is that we could all hop into when you're going to meet your friend for a coffee, when you're about to hop into a work meeting, when you're about to have a really serious conversation with your family, what is the best that could happen? What's the best outcome that could take place? And for that split second, you think about the best possible, solution or outcome to that. And through that focus, you're setting an intention. And through that intention and focus, you're creating your reality. And that's what we need to start doing, is take full responsibility over the reality around us, which is easy to say when things are good, really hard to say when things are really bad. But when you take responsibility over all of the things, all of the light and the dark, then you really start to become the creator of your reality. And when you start to become the creator of your reality, you start to amplify that frequency of the creator to the rest of the world and empower others to also take their power back, cut the cords, create that separation, and understand that it's you. It's always been you. It will always be you. So what do you want? What is the best that could happen?
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask one last question, then we'll tell people how to get more of Elizabeth April. Would you also agree, does your galactic family, when they talk about the meaning of life, I come from the school of thought that the meaning of life is we're here to learn to love, starting with ourselves. Does that come into play when you're dialoguing with them and getting their feedback?
Yeah. So, I mean, every time when I've asked that question of like, what's the meaning? Because that's kind of the first question that you want to ask. Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on. And it's all about the journey. It's about the journey. And to be honest, Scott, I would say that the destination is love, because unconditional love frequency is unity. But to get there, we need to experience polarity. We need to experience that challenge. We need to experience the dichotomy of both of these energies and frequencies. So I think the meaning of life as an individual incarnation, whether you're in the third dimension or the 12th dimension, is the journey. It's the experience. It's the lessons learned. And then the end destination is the love. It's the unconditional love. And what's really freaking incredible about this time right now is that human beings are hybrids. Okay, we have plenty of DNA from many of our galactic ancestors, and we are able to experience unity. We're able to experience unconditional love as an individual incarnated being. We are literally on the journey experiencing polarity, and we get to step out of it and become the creator and become the observer. And that right there is so unique and so incredible to this existence that a lot of other beings in even higher dimensions don't exactly get to experience both the polarity and the density, as well as the highest vibration. It's usually only the density or only the highest vibration. So when you're having a rough day, when shit's hitting the fan, it's really important to be in that moment and appreciate the experience of that moment. Like, I smile through pain. So I'm like laughing and crying and laughing and crying, because it's just such an incredible experience to be here in that moment, to have that polarity in your face. So, just realizing that everything's an illusion, everything's just an impermanent experience, and to really be in the experience while you're having it, because we're very, very lucky and very privileged to be human beings at this time, just going through this crazy split and shift in reality.
Absolutely. The illusion of separation can be scary, but the five senses rock, right? And there's nothing like eating that peach. There's nothing like the five senses. So, all right, I want to take people to a couple places where you can get all things Elizabeth April. And it's her website, for starters, elizabethapril.com. And she's got a really awesome membership site. So I really want to encourage everybody to join her membership, because you provide so much information in your podcasts, your webinars. It's amazing. And there's lots of different levels that people can come in and join. So go to elizabethapril.com, explore the different membership options. And then you also have a link tree, and I love link trees. Now, I have not talked to you about your link tree, so we're going to go there. And anything you want to share with people about particular places on your link tree to check out?
I think if people are really curious about the information and kind of what's happening at a global and even individual level, definitely check out the Galactic Federation events. So it's an $11 ticket, which is, super accessible to people. And it's where I channel the Galactic Federation every single month on the 11th of every month. And sometimes it's very global and very political. And sometimes it's a lot about the DNA activations. I mean, they reveal a lot of information to that community, and I'm amazed. My mind is blown every single time. I always learn something new. So it's a great activation for your own DNA and great information for your mind as well.
Beautiful. All right, well, I'm going to bring your friends on. Of course, Alan Steinfeld didn't get a chance to say much, but Alan, I know you are, like myself, a fan of Elizabeth. There's John Martin, who we're going to hear from in just a moment. And where's Elizabeth? I lost you there for a moment. There you are. Thank you so much for getting our Awakening World Saturday Night Live anniversary celebration off to such an amazing start. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Scott and Deborah. I love you guys so much. The rest of the people on the panel here and everyone showing up. I just so appreciative to be in this space with everyone. And I'm just very excited about where we're going as a collective. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thanks so much.
Well, I've got kind of our friends. Now we've got a lot happening tonight. John and Summer Raymer in the house. Remember I was talking about the Sign Network and how we love the Sign Network? There they are. Hello, John and Summer, and we're going to hear from them in a few minutes. And Pato and Antoinette are in the house. And so there's somewhere. There's Antoinette. There she is. And we're going to hear from Antoinette. Whoa, look at that backdrop. That's gorgeous. Anyway, we're going to hear from Antoinette. And I just want to acknowledge all the other people. I see Omashar, who plays music often, and Anastara is here. So just lots and lots of wonderful people. Connie is here. So many of our beloved friends. Really appreciating it. But we also have, as a transition, I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring John Martin on, because we just heard from Elizabeth. And John, I'm wondering if you would be willing to play a little guitar. We'll play your video later tonight, but play a little guitar and just tell us about your experience that you have with our family in the stars.
Sure, I'd be pleased to do this. And this will just be a short meditation for everyone.
Thank you, John. Thank you. And just tell us briefly what we're going to see later on tonight with your video. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Well, for the last 2 years as a musician, so much of my professional work just kind of disappeared. And I found myself with a lot of available time in the evenings. And this has been a very contemplative time for me. And I've used this time to just connect with our star family, Scott. And so I've made it a daily practice to go outside and connect with our star family. These pieces that I've played my whole life, I've shared with the universe. I've been doing it for over 10 years now, and beautiful craft come in and interact with me. And the video that I've made specially for this beautiful event tonight is just kind of a compilation of some of the different kinds of interactions. There's many craft that are multiple appearances within the same video clip. There are also what I call aeroglyphs. They're these beautiful clouds that have so much meaning that our star family have created for us to try to garner some really deep, beautiful feelings and emotions that they share with us. And it's just been a great revelation for me. And I'm so thankful to be able to share it with you, Scott. And thank you.
Thank you. We really looking forward to seeing that video, John. I'm going to bring Deborah Giusti back up for a bit. And Deborah has a wonderful person to introduce to us, a very important new member of our Global Peace Tribe.
Yes, well, as you all know, this is a very special weekend celebrating Saturday Night Alive. And synchronicity happens these days all over the place. And as I was contemplating, am I going to partner with Scott and kind of bring back all this magic energy at this time? I had a magical connection with this incredible woman who's been birthing a real gift to the universe, a really gift to our community. And it was just so perfect for us to partner and align because she has a missing piece that we want to gift the Global Peace Tribe. And this is a platform called Soul Search. And our missions and alignments and what we're here to do is just so on target, like a lot of us here. And the purpose of it is to connect like-minded people so they can support each other, collaborate, communicate, and all of that. And she is a big vision woman with a lot of can do, and she wants to take this global. And so we are gifting this to the Global Peace Tribe as a way for us to network and share who we are, what we're up to, because we've done the 90 shows at Saturday Night Alive, and Scott's now continuing with Awakening World. But we're hearing that people want to connect more and they want to get to know each other more. And so we've had this in mind for a long time. And now here it is. We're gifting this to you for our second anniversary. So I want to introduce Tanjila Islam and her platform, Soul Search.
Tanjila, how about if I show the video and then you can we can answer some questions.
During these extraordinary times, are you seeking friends and collaborators, like-minded, brilliant, beautiful souls who want to be a part of creating the new earth? Here is the answer. Welcome to Soul Search. Soul Search is the high-frequency global online destination for spirituality and consciousness, where people from around the globe like you come together for spiritual exploration. This is a multi-dimensional community for spiritual seekers, healers, teachers, and guides for the global awakening. With Soul Search, the spiritual seeker can easily search for and connect with healing modalities, spiritual teachings, practices, and practitioners. You can explore high vibrational online and in-person spiritual events across the globe. Within the Soul Search community, you can join groups or take courses for your spiritual journey. With Soul Search, you are part of an inclusive, growing global community for consciousness. For spiritually conscious practitioners, Soul Search connects you to a global audience seeking your services. Build your credibility with a robust profile that demonstrates your expertise and experience. Post client reviews, articles, videos, photos, and audio. You can create secure and private online communities for your groups and clients. Be a part of an awakening community for spirituality where you can collaborate and connect with practitioners and seekers. As our gift to the Global Peace Tribe, we have created a group in the Soul Search community where Global Peace Tribe members can connect, share, and create together for the global consciousness awakening. Whether you are a spiritual seeker, healer, or just curious, join soulsearch.io today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of our high vibrational community for the global awakening. We're excited to be connecting with your soul and radiant light.
Wow, wow, wow. I heard she was gonna, I was like, whoa, this is amazing. This is my first time seeing anything about it. I can't wait to go check it out. Anyone else out there? Like, thank you, Tanjila. Wow. Tell me a little bit about your inspiration here.
Sure. Well, thanks so much. I'm glad you guys liked the video, and I'm really excited to be here with the whole Global Peace Tribe community. And thanks, Deborah and Scott, for bringing everyone together, through the pandemic, and then bringing this community then that we can all be connecting and sharing. And so the impetus for me to launch Soul Search was actually a few years ago when I was still living in New York City. I'd been part of a spiritual community for many years, but I was holding like spiritual events in my home, and people would come who were not necessarily, any spiritually minded at all. They may have never meditated or even heard of Reiki. And they would come to these events and really there would be experiencing like a transformation. And just people would be coming to me all the time saying, oh, where can I learn more? Who can I go to? Do you know a healer I could talk to? Is there a retreat? And I was just like, wow, like, people are really awakening and there's no place for them to go to start exploring, because there's only so much that I can recommend personally. Everyone has their own journey. And I really wanted to create something where people could begin that journey wherever they're at, whether they've been on a spiritual path for 25 years and are just looking for or looking for collaborators, or if they're brand new and they just want to start getting out there and seeing, what can I join? Who can I talk to? What kind of healing practitioner can I work with? So I came up with that idea, and then it's been a process for me birthing it, because Spirit had me move to San Francisco, where I actually met my spiritual community there and began expanding, my consciousness in a completely different way, multidimensionally into the galactic realms. And then that brought me to Sedona. And so it's been a really exciting journey for me personally over the last 2 years, expanding. And I think I needed to kind of come to this point to be able to then bring Soul Search out into the world, to really provide this forum for people where they can start coming together and connecting. And, what Elizabeth was talking about in terms of our own vibrational navigation and being aware of that, that can be difficult because we are in this world where we are overwhelmed by all these different energies and frequencies, and we don't necessarily know who we are, or, what is our vibration? And I think to be able to connect with others that are maybe outside of our normal day-to-day community, and to start connecting at a different vibrational level is so important, especially at this time of global awakening.
I'm going to bring on John and Summer Raymer for a minute. I love bringing people together. That's probably why I do these shows 3 times a week. And John and Summer Raymer, for anybody who doesn't know, they run the Sign Network. Sign spelled S-I-N-E. Right now, we've got dozens of Facebook groups and pages watching this show because of the Sign Network. It's a brilliant brainstorm that they came up with. And so, John and Summer, meet Tangela, because I can just imagine you guys are all so dynamic in creating things. So we're going to hear from John and Summer a little bit later on in the show, but I just thought it would be a great connection between 2 great, thriving new organizations that are taking technology and really using technology to bring our tribe together, to bring us all together.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to, first off, speaking of like amazing things to honor, like Scott, Deborah, Trish, congratulations for getting to this place of 111, gatherings, and the consistency, and just like, I just feel like there's so many people in this room that we're just like here celebrating everything that you've done through all of the crazy times that we've all gone through on planet Earth. Like, thank you. And we're grateful to be here. And yeah, congratulations with following your soul. Is it Tangela? Did I say that correctly?
Tangela.
And I'm super interested about how synergy and collaboration work, because that's a lot about what John and I are up to, is a lot of the things in Sign Network, which is Synergized Impact Network Exchange, is about collaboration and is about collective empowerment. And yeah, so I'm really thrilled that Scott popped us in to meet you, and would love to hear what John too wants to say too about that.
Well, thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
And congratulations, Tangela. The Sign Network is really about our thing, because it's many of the people that are on this call and in this conversation, it's their generosity that's making this all possible. So the key secret magic ingredient is trust. And everything we've done is built on trust. So it's a unique moment we find ourselves in, to say the least. And I'm so grateful to everyone for showing up all this time, these last 111 weeks. And we're in this magic canoe in some troubled waters right now as we keep paddling. But it's the sheer love that fuels it all, and the willingness to learn and discover together and to have something new appear. So we're here to embrace and discover and learn about your genius and your gifts I think it was Picasso said, like, the meaning of life is to discover your gifts. The purpose of life is to give them away.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So
And to learn more about the Sign Network, and we'll talk with John and Sam a little bit more about it, but just want to take people, go to Sign, SINE .network. And it's a wonderful way of getting our work out to the world in a beautiful way. Trisha's show, the Self Love Show, uses it. And of course, we use it for The Awakening World, for Saturday Night Alive. So thank you so much.
Sarah, Pato, Antoinette, I mean, so many
Yeah.
of us are saying, hey, things won't be different unless we do things differently. So we, during this time, really learned how do we lean in and support each other in unprecedented ways. So we're looking forward to learning more.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go back for a minute because I know that Deborah needs to get going. She led this amazing panel that was on Portal to Ascension today. So I'm going to bring Deborah on, and I'm going to find Alan Steinfeld because part of, and then we've got Magic with Paul Draper next. There's Alan.
And one more thing, Scott, about the Soul Search. We have a Global Peace Tribe community there. So when you go there, look for that, because that's where we as a tribe are going to be able to share our talents and our connections and all our communications. So I want to make sure people got that incredible gift.
Yeah, okay. So before we go to your special announcement with Alan, I'm on Soul Search. And again, it's soulsearch.io. And Tangela, what's the best way for people to start when they first come here? Where should they go?
If they would like to join the Global Peace Tribe community, they can just go into the community section.
I just clicked on that.
Mhm.
There we go.
And
There we are.
There you go. And so you can see there's some announcements, but you can just go into the groups on the left. I'm glad you can go on the left side where it says,
I want to click. Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
It'll tell you to join. You can just X out on the side there.
right. Okay.
X out on the right. Okay, there you go. We can just go back to community.
Mhm.
And of course, people are welcome to explore the platform. There's really a lot there, but yeah, just go to groups. And yeah, if you can click on Global Peace Tribe, there's a group right there,
But
Enlightenment.
hang on, let's show people all the groups you got. You got Psychic
Yeah.
in Training,
Yeah, Making
Contact.
Which is actually Alan Steinfeld's group that he's already created on Soul Search. Which is
Brilliant.
amazing. Thank you. Global Peace Tribe, Power of the Sacred Feminine Retreat, spiritual workshops, Akashic Records certification, Unity of Sedona events, monthly priestess circle, ascension. So these are just some of our groups. And of course, if you are a practitioner yourself or a teacher or guide, you're welcome to come in and, join Soul Search and start your own group as well for your clients and for your members. But we really wanted to create this gift for the Global Peace Tribe community because you guys, Scott, Deborah, have created this incredible community over the last 2 years. And it seems like everyone wants to continue these discussions and continue creating together and continue communicating together. And so being able to have this online community where everyone can connect and collaborate and create, I'm really excited to see what's going to be birthed out of all of this.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Tangela is going to be with us all weekend long. So we're going to get to know her more and more. And Tangela, I've got so many cool people to introduce you to just this weekend alone. So I'm going to turn it over to Alan and Son for a moment. Alan and Son. To Alan and Deborah. Our video people are Alan and Son. Because you guys have a special announcement that is just being made today.
Yes, go ahead, Deborah. Tell them what we got.
Well, what we have is an amazing man, Alan Steinfeld, and this has been his mission to really put out the information about what's truly going on with our relationship with the Galactic family and get disclosure out to the community. So he is on the cutting edge. He wrote this book, Making Contact. It was released last year. He's in touch with the top researchers, the top whistleblowers, and the top information that's coming out. So I love to create platforms for this kind of information to come out. And I'm specializing in special events for the Global Peace Tribe that can get that cutting edge information out there. So again, another synchronistic union in Sedona. Alan and I sat down and we birthed this series. And so Alan, would you like to?
Here is this series that we've put together, which goes from a lot of things April Elizabeth was saying about star seeds, but we start with the coming disclosure. And I'll show another slide that talks about the 1,500 pages that the government just released about their secret documents. So we go from the disclosure part on the government as we move inside the conversation with Whitley Strieber's going to be on, and then some of the people who work for the intelligence. I'm trying to get Luis Elizondo, Jim Simivan. If you've been following these people, we're going to get Carolyn Corey is going to talk about her new movie and the science of UFOs. And then we go into what these people like Elizabeth April and Marina Sarin and Mary Rodwell, Daryl Anka are talking about as they interact with these beings. So you ask what people have been doing during this time, Scott. It's like we've been very busy, and not only us, but our friends above. And when John was playing the guitar, that cued me into why have we been so busy? Because something is happening on a vibrational level that is accelerating the human process right now. And that's why I'm really excited about this series with Deborah. And we're really going to get the best in the field. Let me do just a quick screen share to show you what just has been released by the government, where they, of course, they talk about negative aspects of UFO encounters, but this is from Pentagon documents about what happens if you're too close to a UFO. I know it's a little negative. They don't talk about the positive sides like telepathy, increased creativity, telepathy, healings, but this is at least coming out and anomalous acute subatomic field effects of human biology. So the government is ready to come almost clean with what's going on there. So I'm trying to merge government information with the experiencers and with what the insiders are telling us from the government that the Pentagon isn't telling us. So it's a three-part approach. And then the philosophical implications of what it really means to make contact for us human beings. How does this change us fundamentally? That's what my book's about. How does it expand our consciousness so we can awaken to more of our human potential? It's sort of ironic that the ETs expand who we are as human beings. So that's what I'm really excited about. I'm working with Tangela, and I always enjoy John and Summers Rader's contribution to the evolutionary leaders. They map consciousness. So everyone here is so busy doing the next phase of our evolution. And the ET part, like Elizabeth April was saying, and Tangela is working on, Deborah, is a big piece of where we're going and the timeline for humanity. So there's a website, that Deborah put in the chat that you can just put your email there. You'll get the times, dates, and Zoom links for the upcoming event. So
it's a 5-part series, and we're going to do it live, which is always really exciting. But then you can have the replay, so you can watch it anytime. It's going to be really affordable and top people. Whitley Strieber has just joined.
Yes.
Linda Mountain Howe is probably going to join. So really the top of the field.
And you know, Whitley was telling me when I called him, he's writing a new introduction to the book that started all communion. So I'm going to highlight some of Whitley's insights from 30 years of communing with these beings. And he is the most lucid contactee I've found. So this is cutting edge, and it's going to be an awakening for anyone who is interested in this field. I'm curious about what I can learn.
It's going to be awesome. I'm coming in only because I promised Paul Draper he would be done by 8:30 because he's got to, I think, go catch an airplane flight. And so God bless him. He's been with us since 7:15. And so I'm going to put the full attention, because one of the great things about Saturday Night Alive was it was inspirational presenters and musicians and magic. So representing the magical part of Saturday Night Alive, welcome back, Paul Draper.
Hey, thanks so much for letting me come back on. Let's see. Yeah, I made sure my microphone is on and working. It's so nice to be here with you. Yes, and I'm heading out to Miami, Florida here in about 3 hours. So as soon as this is done, I'm hopping onto an airplane, hopping into a car to the airplane. Okay, we're going to start with some sleight of hand. Something you rarely see a man in a suit carry in his pocket. I have 3 metal nuts. If you've watched this a lot, you've seen me do this. Here we go. 3 metal nuts. Watch close. 1, 2 go into my hand, and 1, that one right there, goes into my pocket. And yet somehow, maybe through transporters, there's always 1, 2, 3, just like that. Watch. 1, 2, Achad, Shtaim, Shalosh. For those celebrating Passover, Shalosh goes into my pocket, just like that. And yet somehow, through magic, there's always 1, 2, and 3. You'll catch it this time. What? Oh no, I screwed up. Did you see me screw up? I'll show you. Here's the first nut right there. Here's the second nut right there. Here's the third nut right here. And right there is the screw up. Oh no, it's a bolt. I'll take that bolt right there, toss it over here. The 2 nuts go back in the pocket. Watch, the first comes out invisibly. Its own invisibility cloak. Very expensive. Throw it on. The second one comes out invisibly. This one came off of Wonder Woman's jet. Very expensive. Throw it on. Give it a twist just like that. Gil Gadot is hard to argue with. And suddenly, back! You can see him right there, all tied on together. Okay, what's funny is today, for my Christian friends, today is Good Friday. For my Jewish friends, today is Passover. So for Good Friday, I can't have any meat. For Passover, I can't have any bread. And of course, what do I want more than anything? A hot dog. So I have my imaginary hot dog. Oh, no, I really ate it. It's right there. You can see it. Okay, that's just for funny for me. I love sharing magic with people, but a big part about doing magic on Zoom is doing something interactive if I can. So in just a moment, not yet, but in just a moment, if Scott would choose someone to help come on and be interactive with me.
I'm choosing Trish.
Trish, perfect. Not yet, Trish, but in just a minute. I've loved all this talk about UFOs. Sadly, everything I know about UFOs comes from the movie E.T. So as far as I know, I just need to stock up on Reese's Pieces. I don't know. I also, when I was little, I had a rocket ship book. I loved learning about all the rockets, the Bumper rocket, the Mercury rocket, the Soyuz rocket, Saturn rocket, the Houston rockets, they count. They totally count. The rocket booster, the Long March, that Johnny Rocket's delicious. The Falcon Heavy, right? All the different rockets, right? But the problem is, I watched about all the rockets growing up, and I remember seeing, what was it? Mel Brooks's History of the World. And the ending, do you remember the ending? They're Jews in space. Here they go defending the Hebrew race. I said to my uncle, how can my uncle raised me. And I said, how can there be Yiddishites? How can there be Jews in space? I mean, on Friday night, they can't, run the ship. He says, no, it'll be fine. Friday night, wherever they are in the universe, the ship will go on autopilot. And even if they're upside down, they'll be just fine. There it is. The Bumper, the Mercury, all of them, even the Houston Rockets, just like that, all just fine. Because remember, there is no direction in space. So no matter which way we turn, no matter which way we go, they'll be just fine on Friday night to Saturday morning. Everything will work out for them. Okay, Trish, I want you to help me. Come up on screen with me, Trish.
All right.
Hi, Trish. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nobody told you what to say or do today, right?
No, I just got here.
Perfect. What we're going to do, we're going to spotlight me so I stay on the screen if we can. I have a little envelope. Just like that. And inside of here, there are 4 cards. And all 4 of these cards are queens. But we're not going to pronoun them because I learned that earlier. We were giving that up, right? Or maybe we should. They're 4 queens. 4 of them. There's heart, club, spade, and diamond. But before the show, I can't do any manipulation or anything. They're stuck in the envelope. Before the show, I turned one of them around. Which one did I turn around?
The one of spades.
The spades. I turned the spades around. Inside here, I want to show you, there are 4 cards. No other cards. 4 cards. and one card has been turned around. The Queen of Spades. And I was so sure that you were going to choose the Queen of Spades that I actually brought the Queen of Spades from a different colored deck just in case. Oh, you did such a good job. We're going to do one more with you. This is a little more complex. I have back here. Hold on. I have over here. I have a prediction. This is the card that I think you are going to choose. So Trish, look away for a minute. Look away. Don't look. Everybody else, I want you to see the card that I think Trish is going to choose. I really hope she doesn't mess it up. Okay, Trish, you can look back. At us. I'm going to turn this around if we can.
Sure.
I don't want it to jump back and forth between her and I. If there's any way to spotlight me so it doesn't jump back and forth, otherwise the magic doesn't work. That's going to sit right there. Just stay right there. Now, I have a deck of cards. You're going to choose any cards you want. Now, look away for one more second. She can choose any card she wants to try and match my prediction. Okay, Trish, you can look back here. I'm going to spread out the cards. Anytime you want, say stop.
Stop.
This one or the one behind it or the one in front of it?
The one behind it.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, now look, you made a choice of what cards you wanted. Of all of these cards, that's the one, right? And this card, I have a psychic prediction, is going to be the King of Spades. I haven't looked at it yet. It's going to be the, okay. This is very strange. I don't know if everybody... It's oddly enough, it's a picture of Trish right here. It's actually the Queen of Hearts.
Oh.
Queen of Hearts. And that's going to be a slight problem for me. I don't know how that got in there, the one and only. But over here, I have a prediction that I made beforehand that I showed everybody that she was going to choose one card and one card only, and that card would be the Queen of Hearts. Give Trish a round of applause, our own Queen of Hearts. Yay! Okay, well, it's thank you for coming on and playing and sharing a little magic with me. So I'm going to sing sing a song with the classic of magic that I often like to end with on this show. This is a classic of magic that I loved ever since I was a little boy, with 2 solid hoops of steel. I first dreamed of performing this when I was little, watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that Dream movie. And I thought to myself, maybe one day a song from this show could go together with this classic piece of magic, and if I practice and practice hard enough, I can become a magician and share it with people all around the world, like we are today. 2 solid hoops of steel, you can see it all the way around. Anyone with a mechanical ear can hear those ring like a chime. They're solid hoops of steel. And the song from Willy Wonka, if you remember it, it goes like this. It's, come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What you'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Yay! Well, it's been such a joy to get to share a little magic with all of you again. Happy anniversary, 2 years of making people happy.
You guys are, Paul, I just love you so much. I'm like a little kid watching you. Just fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I want to remind everybody that you can get Paul Draper. Imagine having Paul come and either in person or on Zoom be like the hit of your party, whether it's everything from a corporate executive dinner party to, a birthday party. Paul Draper is it. And Paul, are you still doing that wonderful service you've been doing during the pandemic?
I am when I'm home, and so throughout the pandemic, I have set aside a slot every single day to perform one free show a day for Title I schools, homeless shelters, charity events, women's shelters, children's hospitals, free Zoom shows for people that are immunocompromised or in need every day.
You are, and I know I've had a few people that have actually utilized your services that have said, "Oh my God, Paul Draper is the sweetest guy on the planet. He came to my school. He did something for the convalescent home." So thank you so much, Paul. You are, in honor of Passover, you are truly a wonderful mensch.
Why is this night different than all others? Well, because we're together. So, okay. See everybody. I got to go to Miami.
Off to you're here today and gone to Miami. Take care, Paul.
Bye.
Trish.
Precious.
Well, we are going to do a little highlighting, talking about what's happening on Saturday night tomorrow, Saturday Night Live on the Awakening World. But I want to bring on Pato and Antoinette and John and Summer, because we love these guys. There she is. Oh, welcome everybody. First of all, how'd you guys like the magic show?
Great. Paul, he's so great.
No, I mean, there's so much to say there. The fact that he's been doing those shows every day.
Mm.
Oh, Pato's waiting there for you, Scott.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's on a separate. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll find him.
See.
There he is.
Other thing that's in this last couple of years is our tales of synergy from the magic canoe. We need that magic.
Yeah.
The world ever needed magic. It's right now. And then you got Pato here's perfect timing, and Antoinette. There you go. And I saw you with Brother Phil, blessing Adentia. That was so beautiful to see. Brought some of the tears.
Yeah, beautiful.
Amazing. We are.
So I guess that's probably why Michael Beckwith isn't here, because I saw Phil is with him today.
Yeah. Michael Beckwith, he was on, and then a few days ago they started saying, "Oh, I don't know, Scott, he might have a scheduling issue," and then I got the news last night. So he promised to come on another Friday night. But you know what? We've got so many amazing, wonderful people. I'm almost relieved, because look at how jammed it's already been so far. And so, Pato and
I just want to say congratulations to the Global Peace Tribe and everything that you guys have been doing, Scott and Trish and Deborah and team. Congratulations. It's been a really wonderful journey to see all the work that you've been doing and just how beautifully you handle your show, Scott, and how graceful you are with everybody. It's really beautiful to see. And I just want to say thank you for all of the love and support that you've given to me and Antoinette, and just congratulate you on your achievements to date, and just hope and pray that you continue to be blessed in everything that you do and continue to let your light so shine. Mm-hmm. And congratulations to all the presenters who have been on today. I've been watching a lot of news lately, which is kind of a bit depressing, when you look at what's happening in the world and across the country. But, watching this program today, and seeing all of the light bearers that are here, the future's bright. The future looks very, very bright. And there's a lot of powerful people in this circle. So congratulations, everyone. Keep up the good work. And you're all in my thoughts and prayers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Before you go, one of the things I'm going to bring Trish and Antoinette back on. During the pandemic, most of us were stuck in and at home. And one of the absolute highlights was when finally things opened up and you started doing concerts again. And Trish and I had the joy of you literally came to Trish's neighborhood. You came to like 5 minutes away from where Trish lives and did an amazing concert. And you're going to be back out on the road. So I've pulled up your dates. I'm going to come see you in San Francisco at the Italian Athletic Club.
Awesome.
That's going to be a week from Sunday, and I'm going to be there with you. But tell us a little bit about your tour. And for anybody who can't see, I'm just going to mention they're going to be in Costa Mesa tomorrow night, then June Lake, California, Reno, Sacramento, Bakersfield, San Francisco, Venice Beach, then at a wedding, officiating another wedding. He just did Ringo Starr's son, Zach Starkey's wedding.
Yeah.
Longmont, Colorado, Crestone, Colorado, Wildomar, California, Menifee, California, and then you're off to Hawaii for some events. So tell us a little bit about your dates and what you guys are going to be playing.
Antoinette, you want to talk about this, or you want me to go?
You go for it first.
All right, then. So, we kind of took a break. We just went to the UK to visit family. I've been helping Antoinette recover, on a healing journey. We haven't really been booking a lot of shows, but we felt as though it was time to start getting back out on the road, spreading the good news, reminding everyone that we're all God's children, brothers and sisters, and just spreading the message of love. So the shows that you just mentioned is the beginning of our new journey that we're starting in 2022. We're going to be adding more shows. We plan to go to a lot more states. We plan to do a trip from California all the way, driving over to Florida, and then driving up north on the East Coast, and then all the way across the country into Colorado and back into California again. So we got a lot of driving to do, a lot of traveling to do, and a lot of groundwork to do to just remind people to stay positive, to never give in, and to just stay spiritually connected. So, our mission continues.
You both are such powerful light workers. So there's the side of you that are amazing musicians, and your concerts are filled with so much love, so much energy. But then there's also the part of you that are activists. And Pato, some of the videos that you've created, some of the songs that you and Antoinette play together. And then I just want to, bring up Stand Up for Justice, because this is such an important project. So, Antoinette, I know a lot of our viewers have heard you talk about it before, but we have a lot of new people with us. So tell us about Stand Up for Justice.
So Stand Up for Justice, if you remember, so when I first came on the show with you, this was a few years ago, and I was joking with you about, I said, please make sure that you have some Black people on your show every month, even if it's not me, as long as you have somebody Black on there. So that way we can have diversity matters, representation matters and stuff. And at that time, that was a time when everybody, Black was in and Black Lives Mattered was in, and everybody wanted to protest and everybody wanted to do something, to make the world a better place and everything. And that was kind of like the in thing. Apparently it's not the in thing anymore, because a lot of that has shifted and a lot of things have happened since then, as far as like funding, defunding, refunding, reboosting, a lot of different stuff. But I can tell you this, what has happened since we started the Jane campaign is that they did actually initiate that registry within our area, our county of Riverside County, so we did push for it. They didn't call it the Jane campaign, and they kind of went about it without me, but they did take the idea, and it is now instituted within Riverside County. I did meet with somebody in San Diego who's running for sheriff. So I'm still going to sit there and reintroduce that same campaign right into San Diego, and still trying to reintroduce the same campaign for the whole state of California. So during the pandemic, so we've learned a lot during the pandemic about a lot of different things, but now that we're coming out of it, just like you had mentioned earlier, there's going to be like a huge awakening on all different sides, so one is also about like what you're talking about with the disclosures, and then we have this whole thing about health and wellness as well too. And then we have the spirituality of awakening. I really feel like this is really a new time of awakening, not just for this planet, but for people as well too. And even though we do our concerts, which our music kind of talks about a lot of the activities as far as like what's happening in life and spirituality and different things, our physical part of it too. This was the news. I don't know if we got a chance to mention to you before, but our spiritual retreat, our eco village, Edentia, that's also coming into fruition now, something that we've been singing about and talking about for a long time, over 10 years now. We've now purchased 10 acres, which has now grown into 30 acres. And so when Chief Phil was on the land yesterday to help bless this land, there's going to be a lot more activity moving into the future as well too. So our activism is not just spirituality, it's not just social justice, but it's also, the rise of the divine feminine. It's also about the good news. It's about the future. It's about the environment. It's about the children. It's about a lot of different things.
One of the things that I wanted to do is bring John and Summer on at the same time that you guys do here. So that's why we kind of coordinated you to all be on the same evening. John and Summer, you have been close friends with Pato and Antoinette for a long time. Anything you want to share with our audience about your observation of their activism, their music, their contribution to our great, beautiful global peace tribe?
Yes, I'd love to. Go ahead.
I mean, like, where do I start? Honestly, Pato and Antoinette are significant friends and part of our community and part of the network, and some on a very personal level of some of the work and watching Stand Up for Justice over this period of time of such need that I also, along with Tricia, saw in the chat, not stopping and continues to be a journey in the sign network of the evolution of just how we continue to represent globally and still working on anti-racism work inside the network and within, and how we represent, global organizations. And Pato and Antoinette have been a significant part of how we have continued to do that in the sign network. And I'm just thinking of just recently the work of the convergence of the MLK gathering that is, works with organizations that are doing great work and supporting Stand Up for Justice, and the incredible work that you guys did, in California and on the border, and just, incredible. And their music and the medicine of them in the world. And I was just saying, I literally was just listening to some of your music in the car today. We met them in Ethiopia through Unity Earth and organizations, the network of network and circles of circles. And, we just love them and dearly and love Stand Up for Justice. And it's really special to witness Antoinette, especially in a time of healing that you're going through, and witnessing how impeccable that both of you are, that you continue to stand up literally for justice, and also the deeper healing work that you continue to do, and as a couple, and how you empower each other and give each other space has just been something I continue to love and care for. Yeah.
Love you too, Summer. Love you guys.
And you guys do such great work. So I hope you guys do link up with Tajali, right? Yeah, because that would be a great connection. Because the sign network is amazing, and I know we would like to get our Edentia on that search thing as well too, because I see a lot of retreats happening there on Edentia, because that's going to be that sacred holy land, and it's just a health and wellness, and that's the wave of the future. Everything that I'm seeing, especially since we came back from the UK, they're moving towards greener everything. They've been planning this in the works for a while, but this pandemic and this pandemic of all this planning, but trust me, all of this greener and everything else has been in the works for a good while. and it's now starting to come out, and people who are awakening to all of this, now is the time that, now is really the time to sit there and get into it. All the spirituality, all the health and the wellness, all of our celestial angels, our cosmic friends, and just like what the young lady was speaking about earlier, Elizabeth, with the Galactic Fed, that's been God's will the whole time that we've been studying from the Urantia book, exactly how the whole gift of free will has been throughout the universe and the super universes. So this is really perfect timing to be alive.
I just want to say, everything that we've been doing is important and great, but there's nothing that can really touch human friendship. And one thing that John and Summer have done for us is be our friend. And I love you guys beyond words, for your love and your support and your friendship. And Summer, I just want to last thing I want to say, Summer, you are glowing.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
She's glowing and I'm crying, Pato, because I wish I conveyed to everybody the authenticity of these guys. Okay. When we first met in Ethiopia.
You was crying then too.
I'm making a movie of
Crying for
everybody.
years.
I'm telling you, not only legendary musicians, right? When I was able to bring that guy onto the call the other why
Oh my
just to
God.
see you, Pato. The real deal when you go to the shows, and make sure you go to the shows. He's the guy making sure the equipment's in and everyone is cared for. He can't help himself. There's so much generosity. You see him on Facebook. Hey, if anybody needs help, give me a call. I'm here. I know we're all hurting.
It's true.
That way of being, and you see it in Antoinette. She'll call you out. I'm saying, of course, I told Scott, you better make sure you have some Black people on there.
Yeah. How are we doing with that, Trish? How are we doing with every show? How are we doing with that?
Mm-hmm.
We're tough
about it.
And she got some real mouthy Black people on there too. That's what I love about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not the sellout ones.
Yeah, I know. It's true. I definitely keep it honest here. I'm like, wait a second, hold on. You know what I'm about, what we're here for.
But also she makes sure that we have Black people or people of color, and also transgender people. She's always making sure that we've got that. Hey, one of the big parts of Saturday Night Live and the Global Peace Tribe is raising money. And we've raised a couple $100,000 over the time that we've been doing things. And tonight we are supporting Antoinette.
Yes.
You might have just heard a little bit, people mentioned that all that she's doing despite a health challenge, and she's dealing with a big health challenge. I just, while we were talking, donated again. Every time I have her on, I donate. And I want to really encourage everybody to please donate to Antoinette, whether it's $5 or $500. Even if you can only afford a small one, it means a lot to someone to go, wow, this person I don't even know donated $5 to me or $10 to me or $1,000 to me. It really matters. So she's on GoFundMe. I just put the link into the Zoom room. I'll put it into Unify and Love Coach Academy. But please support her. And you can also just go to GoFundMe, and if you just put Antoinette in the search, it automatically comes up real fast. She's the only Antoinette in GoFundMe land right now.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's easy to find you, dear.
Yeah.
There's Ivy Hilton. Now, Ivy was on our show 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row she was on our show, playing music, doing Sonic Source. So there's another one. Is there anything anybody wants to say about Antoinette's healing journey?
Well, just want to say this: there isn't a more deserving person to send their love and support this way to. So that's just like what goes without saying. I'm just in the middle of doing that over here on my phone. So
yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm determined to staying alive as long as possible, even though all my friends and family are checking out. And it's kind of a weird, crazy thing because we keep seeing this and hearing this, but I'm telling you, the more that I'm learning every single day about health and wellness, there's a lot more that I feel that everybody needs to learn as well too, because there's just really no reason why we keep losing people over that, something that could be kind of be fixed with just basic information. You know, information should be shared, and this information should not be censored. And because information is being censored and through different media platforms, you know, people aren't getting a hold of information, and because they're not getting hold of certain information, we're being withheld from certain information. And it's taken me a lot to try to like find out like what can help me and what can heal me, and also to find all the other people who are also under the same conditions and the same cancers as me, because there's so many different types of cancers. There's so many different protocols out there. There's like literally millions. And I was finding out there's actually even different treatments of how they treat illnesses in different countries and in different states and in different hospitals. But unless you have access to this information and you know, or you don't know, then you're really kind of sitting in the dark. And I kind of feel like I was lost for a long time because I really just didn't know what was happening with my own body. And I didn't understand or know these things other than what the doctor was telling you. But then when I found out what the doctor was telling you is basically what they've been told, and what they're being pushed to told by pharmaceutical industries and by certain medical organizations. And as we've seen, even with this pandemic, there's a split even with all the doctors and the nurses and the hospitals and the psychiatrists and everything else. And when you start talking with the people, as everybody was talking with the professionals, you got to start talking too with the patients. You also got to start talking with the people who are sick and the people and the families who've been affected, and also how they've been treated and how they've been getting their health care. All this information is very valuable information and should be information that people are being aware of when it regards to their own health. Because really and truly, you're responsible for your own health and how you're going to be treated. And it's also your responsibility to know how you're going to be treated and how you're going to be affected. And you need to have all that information presented to you. If not, then you're going to find out a lot of bad information later, and then nobody can help you when it's too late. And when you hear all this negative information when it's too late, then it's like, wow, why are we all sitting here at this point? And even in 2022, with all the leaps and bounds that's been made ahead, look at what's happening, that we're finding out the most miraculous things, even through spirituality, through health and wellness, that we're finding out the oldest of health and wellness practices that they're trying to say new through scientific advancements are now coming from the most ancient wisdom of spirituality of medicine from thousands of years ago, all coming back, which is probably celestial, ancient, scientific, alien, all those different things coming in together. But I just think it's just part of like our.
Oh,
where'd she go? She got abducted. The aliens. She just got abducted. Well, while we're waiting, just again, thank you, Mark and Anonymous, and those of you who started donating. I saw that the donations are coming in, so thank you so much. And you know what? It really is important for us to support our tribe at different times. And right now is the time for us to support Antoinette. So your donations are really, really appreciated. Thank you, everybody, for that.
There's also other ways to donate to her. If you read down there, you can Venmo her or PayPal, or there's Cash. There's all of the ones. So.
And there's my music. There's always my music. I got 3 albums that I did during the pandemic.
And I just would love to say too that, Antoinette, it's one thing that, we need you to be simply alive. But I just want to say from a sister to a sister that you are thriving. like the choices that you're making and the things that you're doing, and I know it's not easy. And I know you're getting a lot of people saying, hey, this is how to deal with cancer and all the different things. But I'm so glad that you are taking a stand and listening to the depth of your being about how to move through your journey with cancer. And, I think that you are like, you are changing what's going on inside you, your DNA, your everything. I mean, I can just feel it. It's not that you're simply still alive, but I am like witnessing more healthy version of you. And in the conversations I've had with you over the months, it's like, wow. So I really do think that not only are you donating to this extraordinary person, but I think you're making space for the evolution of how people face cancer. And as someone that I think that is going to be a mentor and someone that's taking a stand not only for the justice of the marginalized people and also the evolution of how we're actually looking at such a trauma that is happening of how we're facing cancer.
It's really hard. I'm telling you, I feel bullied and manipulated every time I go into these clinics and hospitals. And when they take my pressure, like when they take your blood pressure, whatever, it's always high right when I go in there. It's never high until I actually walk in there. And I notice that the same thing happens when I'm being pulled over by a police officer. It's like the same two reactions. I just start going into anxiety mode and panic mode walking in there because I'm like, what are they going to say to me now? And how are they going to react to me? And even when you're with me there, even the way she said, I mean, even though I felt like if I don't know what I'm saying, she makes me feel stupid, and the way that she's talking, even though she's younger than me and she's like probably like old enough to be my daughter or something, it's just the way, because they're the ones in the white coat and the way that they're talking to you and because they have all the expertise and all the knowledge. But
she's not trying to make you feel stupid. She just does not share your natural holistic approach to cancer. She's been trained in a certain way, and that's what she believes and that's what she knows. And you are coming to her with a different approach. You're talking about, CBD, RSO, all of these natural supplements. And she's like, oh,
baking soda,
I just want to say thank you to Mark. Thank you to Mark for sending your positive healing energy. Much love, Mark.
And let's actually take advantage of Mark's suggestion. I'm going to bring Tangela on and Trish back on and John Martin on, and we're going to do a healing prayer. I'm going to bring Omashar on, and then the person who had the idea, there's Mark. So I've got room for one more person. How about Roger? I'll bring Roger on. And then everybody else, and we got a lot of other people in our Zoom room, Melinda and everybody. Let's all take a moment and look at Antoinette. As we said that, she disappeared into the Zoom. And now I'm gonna pin you, Antoinette. So let's all just look at this beautiful woman, this incredible emanation of the one eternal beloved that's currently experiencing herself fully as Antoinette. And let's all just, in our own ways, bless her with those beautiful words that Yogananda taught us. Maximum grace for Antoinette. Maximum grace for Antoinette.
Maximum grace for Antoinette.
Maximum grace.
Christ within bless and heal you.
Maximum grace.
Maximum grace.
All levels.
Maximum grace, Antoinette.
May God,
sweetheart.
May Christ
Maximum grace for Antoinette.
Heal and renew and regenerate you.
Yes.
Every cell of your body
Yes.
is blessed. You are completely restored to the place of your creation. Through the power of the Spirit, is healed.
How are you doing, Antoinette, with taking that in?
Very nice. I'm looking at everybody's face.
Look at all these beautiful. I went to gallery view for a moment. Look at all these
Yeah.
beautiful people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Yes.
Omashar is going to put his hands on the keyboards for me.
Yeah. Omashar, are you ready to do that?
No. I just arrived back from England about 3 hours ago, and I'm not quite plugged up yet.
Okay. So I'm going to put the spotlight. There they are. I'm going to put the spotlight back on Patma and Antoinette.
Well, the UK is awesome right now. I loved
Right?
every bit of it. Mhm.
Yes, you were just there too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, everybody who's donated. Really appreciating all of your donations and continue to bring them in. John Raymer donated, Andrew Bailey, Shauna Jacobs. Some person named Anonymous just keeps donating over and over. He's a very generous person.
I wonder who.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, we are going to wrap up with John Martin. And so, John, I was able to download your video. And so I'm wanting to, do you want to just introduce a little bit briefly what we're about to see?
Yes, this is a compilation of really a number of my interactions with our star family. And it's a beautiful experience. I would encourage everyone to go outside and share what you love with the universe, and you will be so greatly rewarded. And I think this is just a taste of what we all can experience if we open our hearts and share what we love with the universe. And that's what this video encapsulates, I think.
And as you watch this video, everybody, I encourage you to really notice how John opens his heart and expresses gratitude. And it's such an important lesson for all of us to just do everything with love, to do everything with gratitude. And then the reward is that he gets these incredible, amazing visitations. So it's a beautiful teaching for us. And here we go.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you, friends.
Thank you for coming to see me tonight. There's two more right there. How beautiful is that? Thank you, my friends. Hey, beautiful ones. Hey, my sweet friends. Thank you. How beautiful. Thank you, sweet friends. What a beautiful thing. Thank you, my lovely ones. Thank you, beautiful ones. So beautiful. Thank you. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, my sweet dear friends. Thank you. It is so good to see you tonight. I'll see you in a minute. I'm heading to the park. Those never random, isn't it, friends? Wow. I mean, that's not the greatest thing you've ever seen. Wow, friends. Love to see another big, beautiful ship. was amazing. Was that all last night? You weren't there at all, which was beautiful. Showing that this is not happenstance. This is deliberate. Thank you, sweet friends.
Wow.
Wow. Of course. Oh, look how beautiful on this side of the clouds, too. That is so wonderful. Thank you. Hey, my friends. Hey, beautiful ones. Hey, gorgeous friends. Airplane going by. That's kind of cool. Thank you, lovely ones. You're so awesome. Thank you. Wow, look at you go. That's wonderful. You are really moving. Thank you, gorgeous ones. Wonderful. Hey, beautiful ones. Hey. All right, through the center of both of those. Now that was the coolest things ever. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Thank you, my friends. How absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, my dear friends. Hey, gorgeous ones. You're so wonderful. Thank you, sweet friends. Thank you, beautiful ones. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, loveliest. So important to me. Thank you. Thank you, gorgeous ones. Thank you, my dear friends. So beautiful. Have a lovely night. Thank you. You can pop in right here would be just the coolest thing ever. Thank you, gorgeous. There you are. Oh, you did it. You did it, beautiful ones. Hooray. 10:05:23. Beautifully done, sweet friend. Whoa, of course, and there's that too. Hey, my dear friend. So beautiful. My goodness, you're so beautiful tonight. Wow. Oh, that is great. Hey, beautiful one. My goodness. Gorgeous. Hey. There's my friend. Hey, beautiful one. Oh, my gorgeous friend. You are so awesome. So great to see you tonight, sweet friend. Hey, how are you, brother? Oh, how wonderfully done. You could be a sister as well. Love you. That was perfect. You're so incredible, my brother. How wonderfully done, beautiful one. How absolutely incredible you are. Thank you, loveliest. Oh, there's my friends. Oh, there's two. Oh, how gorgeous. Wow. So awesome, friends. Beautifully done. Wow. That was great. Thank you, sweet friends. You're so awesome. Absolutely great. Hey, sweet friend. So amazing. Whoa, y'all are doing it together. Whoa, I'm going to follow this one. Oh, it's so amazing. Thank you, beautiful ones. Absolutely great. Beautifully done. Thank you. Gorgeous. Hey, my friend. Hey, lovely one. So good to see you. Oh, you went this way too. How wonderful. Wonderfully done, friends. Thank you. Gorgeous. Just absolutely amazing. Look at that. Thank you, gorgeous ones. My gracious. You're really doing it tonight. Thank you. That is the most amazing thing ever. Thank you, lovely ones. Yeah, my friend. Oh, wow. You did it again, sweet friends. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for that. You did it. You absolutely did it. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful ones. Wow. Thank you for doing it again for me, sweet friends. Amazing. Thank you, gorgeous ones. Thank you, my dear friends. So incredible. Thank you, loveliest. Wow. Here's my friend. Hey, beautiful one. Hey, look at you turning. Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, beautiful one. Wow. You are the greatest. Hey, sweet dear friend. That was magnificent. Thank you, dear one. Some friends. Hey there. Hey, lovely ones. Oh, beautiful too. Hey, friends. How gorgeous. Hey, ones. Hey, dear friends. So great to see you tonight. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at you turning so beautifully, friends. Hey, gorgeous. Thank you, friend. So beautifully done. Thank you.
Whoa, that was really fast. There are my friends. Gorgeous. Beautiful, friend. Oh, I caught you. How wonderful. Thank you, beautiful one. I was hoping I would see you tonight. Well done, sweet friend. Beautiful. Oh, look at you go. You are so awesome. You seem a very beautiful, sweet friend. So I'd love to see that. My super fast friends are beautiful too. Whatever you wish. Just so lovely to see your friends. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. My beautiful too. Hooray. My beautiful two came today too. Thank you, gorgeous one. Mine too. Hey, friends. I was hoping you'd feel better tonight, dear ones. Thank you. How wonderful. Hey. Hey, sweet ones. Hey, my dear friends. Y'all are so awesome. Hey, beautiful ones. Hey, my sweet friends. Gorgeous. Hey! Oh! How wonderful. Hey, friends. Hey, beautiful ones. How lovely. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Thank you, lovely ones. Thank you, sweet friends. So wonderful to see you tonight. comes the bell. How beautiful too. How wonderful is that? Beautifully done, friends. Gorgeous.
That is so amazing. That is so beautiful.
These are their cloud creations that they make, that they've made many, many times.
Wow.
They use the star as his eye. The face looking up. That looks like our star family. And there's the hawks are a big part of this too.
Oh my. That was amazing. Just amazing.
And that's our star family. They're there for us. And we can interact on any level that we're comfortable with. And it's been a beautiful experience. And I hope everyone will try in their own way to reach out. And it will help elevate humanity.
Yeah.
I feel very strongly about that.
John, Summer, Pato, Antoinette, Trish, any comments you'd like to share?
I think that the music is very beautiful, John. Very, very beautiful. I'd love to do something with you one day.
Oh, we
And
will, Antoinette. How
very
lovely.
nice.
What a
Very
wonderful
nice.
idea. Absolutely.
And this summer, you know, we're doing that concert at the Skirball in Los Angeles with Dr. Clarence Jones, Clarence B. Jones this summer. So that's going to be amazing too. Pato's they're gonna be honoring with a Lifetime Achievement Award for Dr. Jones.
Oh, wonderful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I think we're just about wrapped up. Trish, there you are. Well, Trish, we've been doing this for 2 years.
First, I want to just ask everyone how their nervous system feels right now after watching that video. Just like take a specific, just special note where you're at in your body. Every time I hang out with John, I'm like, oh, God, do you have like a meditation, like YouTube or something that we can just, I'm like, can you just make me a few-minute video where you just validate my experience and the whole world, like your existence? Like I want to like play that to all the children in the world, you know? It just, there's like no anxiety, no anything. They're just like, and it feels like your voice just wraps you in a hug. Does anyone else feel that way or is it just me?
Like I said, I mean, he could read the yellow pages and it would be relaxing.
We should work on that
So much
together,
love,
Trish.
such
I would
beautiful,
love that.
beautiful love. Mark Denisovsky writes, we're right there with you, Trish. Summer and John write, awe-inspiring. Mark writes, I'm flowing with graceful cosmic energy. Heidi writes, peaceful and loving. Shauna writes, beauty and love. Josie Ann writes, truly. Look up, it's an instant sense of wonder. Totally amazing. Amazing, John. Thank you so much for sharing. beautiful, and remarkable. These are all some of the comments in our chat box.
What an honor to be here, everyone. Thank you so much.
You're
And
great.
my heart to all of you as well. And congratulations on this momentous day. And the work that you do is so important. And the entire universe recognizes and honors your work. You've done everything to help us all. And my love to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's been 2 years. It's been a good, long, wild. We've had incredible guests. I don't even know if there is a human word to describe the profound vibrational humans and beyond that have shown up in your Zoom room, both personally and the other ones. Like you have brought together.
Are you going to come with Scott next Saturday, next weekend?
Are you beckoning? Because I often show up where I'm invited.
We got Sacramento and June Lake, so we are up in the Bay Area.
I'd love to hug you.
I'd love to hug you too.
Well, if you're free, I'm going to go see them on Sunday night in San Francisco.
San Francisco, right? Yeah.
6 p.m. So that's when I'm going to come to. San Francisco Sunday this week. No, a week from April 24th. A week from this Sunday.
So we got June Lake, and then Reno, and then Sacramento, then Bakersfield, then San Francisco.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely down. Depending on the time, I'm seeing Janelle Monáe speak on Sunday. I know. I'm like, maybe you want to come here with us. But that's in the city. So there's probably I can probably do both. I like to shapeshift. And yes, whether it's here or in Sacramento, I will pass you for a hug regardless.
Awesome. And Sacramento's got the best fish tacos in the world.
All right. On San Francisco, we're going to Sac.
All right, I'm bringing
Ione is going to be there?
Our guests on one more time. What's that?
Ione. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say the one thing, Scott, that you have hold and magnetize so many amazing people into your space, and you have really shown up in your work and shown up in what you present in the world, and in your heart is really can be seen in the plethora of shows that you've shown up for, and you've chose to tackle some hard topics. You've really, let me choose some really hard topics too around things that make you uncomfortable. And I want to just commend you and share my deep love and gratitude and respect for you as well. And thank you for always beckoning me too. And you're like, and I'm all, and you're like, come here. And I'm like, all right, I'm here. Thank you for rounding me up like the cat I am. So Scott, I love you so much. And I love each and every one of you for showing up. Thank you, Antoinette and John Summer and Tangela. Really great to meet you as well. And Deborah, wherever you are, just share some love. And Elizabeth April and the probably hundreds of people you've had on your shows.
Hundreds. And the most important is our audience. I just went to Gallery View, and I just want to thank the people that come every week. And our Global Peace Tribe is growing. When you and I first started doing the show, I think we had like 3 or 4 people that would come, and now we have anywhere from 50 to 100. Plus all the people watching on Unify. I so appreciate all the people watching on Unify, and of course all the people watching because of the Sign Network. The 30, 40, 50, 100 groups, pages, all watching because of John and Summer Raymer's Sign Network. So
that's everybody recognizing the gift you're given. Everybody wants to put this out on their pages because we realize the authenticity behind this. I mean, look, this all can't just be an accident. There's something amazing here, and we're all a part of it, and we're feeding each other. And in doing so, it's like an open classroom where we can learn from each other and realize, whoops, and maybe I didn't see that. Maybe there's a way I could be more sensitive, maybe be more aware, more conscious, more loving. So, so grateful and ready to serve. Here we go.
I just want to add couple things if I can. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, it's really amazing how, the Global Peace Tribe, that it is so about global, but I also am so touched by how it's impacting our local community too. Just on Sunday, John and I were at a gathering in honoring of a woman that recently passed away in our community. And right behind us was this woman who hugged us. And she said, I just want you both to know how grateful I am to know you. And also Scott Katamas for the Global Peace Tribe.
It's true.
Like, I mean, not only is it like this big thing that's happening in the world, but it's also like touching how we connect to people literally in our local little Whidbey Island community, of a beautiful woman who taught me how to play the flute when I was like in intermediate school, but she literally watches everything you do. She's like always in the Zoom room. And I just want to say too that how the weaving and bridges that happen. And I guess one other little thing I just am so curious about. What are your wishes, Scott and Trish, of the next 2 years? Like what's a wish that we can like hold? You hold so much again and again for everyone else, but what can we hold for you in this celebration?
I love my wife. I'm so glad she asked.
of celebrating 111 events and all
111
what
weeks.
can we hold for both of you for what you want to be creating in the world? Like, let's say 2 years from now, what do you wish to see happening here?
Trish, you go first.
Oh, great, Scott. Thanks. Oh, gosh. I would love to see this show continuing to reach more and more people and giving an opportunity for not only people to receive the information, but to share their powerful message, to amplify marginalized voices, and to really start to really weave oneness the way we all know and feel it to be true. Continue this message and to just keep amplifying it out.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see this on Netflix. I'd love to see us really get to the place where we are reaching millions. Right now we reach thousands, and wouldn't it be wonderful to reach millions? Because I want all the people I have on the show, people I love. I want everyone to discover John Martin and his experience. I want everybody to listen to Antoinette, even when she's sassy, especially when she's sassy.
No, especially
when she's sassy. I want, all the people that we have. Elizabeth, every person as they speak. I'm just so in love with Antoinette and Elizabeth and John and Summer and Omar Shar. And, it's like just this, everybody here is so magical. And
Scott, I want to see if I could say this in a healthy way for everyone here. Because what you both said is exactly why we started Sign.
Yes.
Was because we knew if we trusted each other, we could reach more people.
Mm-hmm.
The very idea of reaching millions of people could happen by us if we're willing to say, okay, let's make our assets, our resources, these sites that we've built that stand alone and are separate, let's say we tie them together in creative ways. And it's through that trust that we can share on multiple pages. This is not about John and Summer. What we're doing, really connecting us and empowering us as a collective body.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry there. But I'm just saying, it's not a pitch for Sign, but yet it's showing you what we can do with a new kind of agreement built on love and trust. And the intention to realize what you're talking about would come from, that's what Humanity Rising is doing. That's what Unity Earth is doing. It's happening right here around us. Just bringing it closer together and understanding more about that kind of agreement gives us the power, the firepower to actually reach millions of people. We will do that. That is ours to do.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Thank you.
Well, I'd just like to say that you both have taken my tiny little show, like a little tiny show that started, at the beginning of pandemic when one of my best friends, Dawn, and I, we we just saw everyone losing their jobs and no longer having support of their coaches and their therapists. And you've taken this idea of like, we want this to be accessible to everyone, from nothing to we have hundreds of views on our show. And it's, I get random DMs saying, thank you so much. This one show about I don't even know, somewhere where I pulled someone from somewhere, and they were like, their tool was exactly what I needed to hear. I'm like, fabulous. Like, this is what I want, is to make it accessible for everyone to take the tools and to use them in their life so that they can also get free.
And that show she's talking about is the Self-Love Show. Every Thursday, she's been doing this also for 2 years, every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. And she gets great guests, because most of them are people that she's met through me. Or through John or Summer of the Tribe, or through Antoinette's been on the show.
That show's great.
Yeah, so everybody, Thursday mornings. I also think that Lori Grace finally joined us. We've been waiting. Lori Grace is in the house. I think, I went to put the camera on her and she turned her camera off. But, there she goes. So keep your camera on, Lori. So there she is.
I've been here trying to get on for a very long time, at least an hour.
Oh, well, I'm glad you finally made it. And
well, no, I think we've done it periodically and have just not been noticed or something. I can't figure it out.
Okay, yeah.
And we couldn't get it on my computer. We tried and tried. And so we've had to do it on my little phone here.
Oh, well, I'm glad you finally made it on your little phone. And we want to acknowledge Lori has been a wonderful sponsor for Global Peace Tribe. She's helped sponsor our Indigenous Elders shows and Earth Day shows. And she's a wonderful teacher.
And the Best Brain thing, too.
That's right. She also put together our show with a lot of amazing doctors talk about brain medicine. So thank you, Lori, for being with us, and thank you for hanging in there. I hadn't seen your name, and it wasn't until I kind of noticed, oh, wow, that's Lori, because I just see like little boxes up top.
Yes.
So thank you, Lori, for
thank you for acknowledging. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we have had quite a show, and this is just the start of our weekend. Whoops. There's the Self-Love Show, again, every Thursday morning. You definitely want to watch that. And tomorrow night, it continues. We have an amazing group of people joining us live tomorrow night. Marianne Williamson, Matt Kahn, Grandmother Flor DeMaio, Neil Donald Walsh, Gary Zukoff, music with Kristen Hoffman, music with Nina Gray, a comedy with Swami Beyondananda, and Jai Uttal has sent in a video, and Marcy Shimoff has sent in a video. And that's just the main show. And then we've got an incredible after show with Fanny and Vigari and Omashar and Jay and Jan and Light Touch. So that's going to be tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, your friends Chief Phil Lane is going to be with us live, along with Kristen and Cornflower, Carolyn Meese, and Andrew Harvey. So it's an amazing weekend, everybody. So please do join us. Again, if you're watching on one of the Facebook pages, just go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. And thank you again, Lori, for jumping in. John, Summer, Trish, Tangela.
You're amazing.
Tangela, what do you think of your new tribe, of your new community?
Amazing, amazing. I mean, all of you guys are everyone is filled with so much light and just coming from the heart. It's been such a beautiful experience, like sharing the space with everyone here tonight. John, your music was just cosmic. And I think all of us were just elevated to the multidimensional realms like that. And just, all the conversations here, everyone is so heart-centered, and it's just beautiful to see everyone coming together. And I'm excited to have all of you be a part of Soul Search so we can continue building our community, building our tribe, and, getting it out to millions, because that is the goal. That's what we're here to do. And, consciousness wasn't ready for all of this, but now it is. And so excited to be working with all of you. And congratulations to Trish and Scott for 2 years and for creating this beautiful community and this beautiful show. It's super exciting. And so happy to be here with you guys tonight and looking forward to the rest of the weekend.
Beautiful. I brought Omashar and Connie on because I can have up to 9 boxes. Connie is also been on our show. She's an amazing part of Global Peace Tribe, and Omashar will be playing music tomorrow night. So thank you, everybody. It's been a wonderful evening, a wonderful start to the weekend. Much love to each and every one of you, and hope to see you all tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.